day, my little robins. It's me, Beth. As you can see, I am back with part 3, or my third upload of the day. If you haven't already watched my first 2 parts, we are reacting to the K-pop group Dreamcatcher and their Dystopia trilogy. I've already reacted to Scream and Boca. I will leave links at the end of this video, you can go check them out. But we are reacting to the music video for part 3, which is the finale, and the song is called Odd Eye. Already sounds creepy, I'm already all for it, and what these girls have done with this concept so far, I am really intrigued how it's going to wrap up. I've got the theory waiting off screen, I'm not going to spoil it. Yeah, before we begin, if you'd like to support me and the channel in the future, you can by clicking like to show me some love. You can click subscribe to tap that bell to be notified of when I upload on this channel. That went a little wrong, let's just move on. Yeah, I'm so excited that I'm rambling my intro. Let's just dive straight back into Dreamcatcher, Odd Eye. Let's press play. Okay, we've got a mask. Blood. Cherryade. What's going on? Odd Eye. Oh. Aesthetically. I've got the lyrics up, but you can't see them. That's retreat. Dance break. This is definitely a lot darker and more modern than the previous 2. Why are the liars going into retreat?
Yeah, live it up. Oh,
damn it. Okay, Dammy mentioned endless thirst, and I'm pretty sure that was either a lyric from Scream or Boca. Continuation. They've all got different coloured eyes. Okay, no more Utopia.
조금씩 사라져가는 걸멈 나를 따라만 오는 줄 알았던 그림자를 따라가는 듯이 바꾸지 못하는 운명 속에 희망은 더 사라져가 근데 눈을 가려 오다 더 깊이 빠져들어 쏟아 다갈 듯한 거짓말 달콤함에 가르쳐
Okay, is that the end? In the end, the Dreamcatchers didn't find the utopia that they dreamed of. Okay, what's all those wires going to the tree of language? That was Odd Eye by Dreamcatcher, the final part of their Dystopia trilogy. I called it in Boca that this was going to be more in the future, and it was. I've got some things to say, and we've got a theory to digest. I just want to thank Reddit, and especially the user and then like the YouTube channel Bookish Theories on YouTube, for pointing out all the elements of like the theories and the story over these 3 videos, because I would not have been able to like put the dots together without a few listens, so thank you. Okay guys, strap in, here is the theory. Following the events of Boca, the members now want to find a utopia in Odd-Eye where they hope that there is no hate speech and suffering. They discover that the utopia is a lie, and the song talks about the hopelessness and despair resulting from that. In Scream, they reacted with anger. In Boca, they wanted to find a solution, but Odd-Eye literally shatters this resolution in quite a surprising plot twist by showing that the members lost hope of finding the utopia and realise they can't change their fate. Which fate? Getting turned into haters themselves. Odd-Eye talks about a more universal problem. If we consider the opening of Pandora's box in Scream, the problem of hate speech is much older before technology existed and may be deeply rooted in all of us since people pretty much first began living. This gets supported by the opening of the Devil Eyes in Scream that implies the spread of hate. So it's pretty much saying hate has been around since the start of time, but technology has come and art is a lot easier to be very, very hateful. In Odd-Eye, we see the members having 2 eye colours, showing the concept of, I can't pronounce that, but it's kind of like a mutant thing where you can have like 2 eye colours. Basically, people that have this condition can look at both heaven and hell. In the music video, it represents the 2 sides of human nature and the contrast between reality and the fantasy we build up in the world of the internet. Yeah, the lyrics tell a story of finding the utopia but realising that everything is a lie overshadowed by sweetness, but that's why people are drawn to it. They create a sweet fantasy escaping from reality and hiding behind the image that's been built up, a mask if you say so. But this mask can corrupt you. It can turn you into the person you despise, into a hater yourself. And as the mask is taken off, the real corrupted personality jumps out, as seen in Yuyon's scene where she drinks the red juice after coming from behind the mask and gets corrupted. Pretty much they want to tell us that everyone, including yourself, can lose themselves in the dystopia of hate and turn into the person that is defined by the hate speech they are spreading. If getting pulled too deep into so far, you won't recognise yourself anymore looking back. We start to think and act like them and actually become the hate. Wow. Pretty much, they couldn't reach utopia because it's a lie. Hate's been around since the start of time. Technology kind of like lifted that up. You know, you can be a hater, you can say mean things behind like a keyboard, put it out there for the world. You don't even have to put like an image of your face. You can be faceless and you can say whatever you want and there's no consequences. And there are some people on the internet that thrive off leaving hate comments or like making hateful videos. I always try and delete my hate comments because I do get quite a few, and I have done, especially when I don't agree with a song or a music video being amazing. The go-to hate comment for me is the fact that I have a lazy eye, which means one of my eyes wanders when I'm not concentrating, and those comments always come out when I don't agree with another person that a song that they like, that they think is amazing, that I think is just average. So I always try and delete my hate comments, but they are really, when you first see them pop up in a notification, I'm like, oh, delete. I'm fortunate enough that I'm going to say that I am old enough now. I'm in my late 20s, people. I'm 27. I'm turning 28 this year, in April to be precise. And I did grow up with like phones and like technology, but like I was the Facebook generation. I didn't use Facebook to like leave mean comments. I used Facebook to play Farmville. And like I didn't get like my first real proper smartphone until I went off to university, so that would have been like 2011, 2012. I didn't have access to my own laptop until I was like 15, 16 when I was starting my GCSEs and I needed it for coursework. We had a family computer. So even though I had access, it was limited, and I didn't really get into like Tumblr or like Reddit until my university years, and even later on after graduation. So I feel like I can look at this from like objective, because I'm like, yo, if you want to hate, I say everyone is entitled to their own opinion on the channel, and that's true. I have my opinions, they may differ from yours, you know, but we can start a conversation and learn from one another. That's what I take from this, and this is a great way to like wrap up this trilogy. Okay, visually, compared to Bokeh, I'm still holding Scream as like the #1 in this trilogy, but I would say Odd Eye is #2, and then that pushes Bokeh to #3, because I loved all like these like modern, like electronic, you had like all the wires, you had like the morphing of the faces, like when they were looking at the phone screen or they were looking at the computer screen, and like the eyes changing colour visually, and it helped tell the story for me better than Bokeh did. So Odd Eye takes the #2 spot in terms of the rating of this trilogy, Scream being #1. Wow, just this band, how are they underrated? Like, since reacting to these, well, since like you told me to react to Because, and now I'm discovering with these 3 songs, these guys are very underrated. They don't even have any wins, and they've been around since like 2017. These ladies deserve a win, just because they are not your conventional female K-pop sweet and sugary group. I love the dark, I love the ooky spooky, and it's clear to see why a lot of like rock, alternative and metal Western YouTubers are picking up on this band, because there is something that appeals to us in the West, so they might have a bigger Western fan base. Comments is the place to go to educate me. Let's start a conversation about this band. Yeah, let's just get on to this rating, because this has been a long-winded video. If I had to give Odd Eye a rating out of 10, guys, it is getting, drumroll, it's getting higher than Bokeh. It is getting a 12 out of 10. So, spoiler alert, if you haven't already watched Scream, I gave Scream a 12. This is on the same level as Scream, because I loved it. Great way to finish a story. As a storyteller myself, it ticked all the boxes, and it kind of wrapped it up neatly with a little bow, and then they can move on to the next concept or whatever, like their next theme they want to do. 12 out of 10. In the comments below, I'd love to know your guys' thoughts and opinions on the song, the video, the band. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Sound off. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion here on this channel. And trust me, a lot of you guys are very opinionated, and that's why I love you. You've heard my thoughts and opinions, now make yours known. If you want to see me react to like any band from around the world in the future on the channel, you can by going to the comments. Let's just wrap up this video before I continue to ramble. If you'd like to support me and the channel in the future, you can by clicking like to show me some love. You can click subscribe and tap that bell to be notified of when I upload on this channel. At the end of this video, you can check out my last 2 videos or playlist, depending on what mood I'm in when I'm editing this. Until next time, I'm Beth. Keep listening to good music. As I've already said, Dreamcatcher make amazing music. Goodbye.